Nadia to come through. If you haven't visited my website, godisbiggerclothing.com, you should go check it out. Got these dope shirts, Perfect Chicago, and my joint partnership with Rebuild the Hood. You should get you one. What's cracking, cousin? What it do? What it do? What's good? What's good? So good to see you all. I am excited for tonight's show. It's a show. It's interesting how this has happened to my life. But here we are, waiting for Nadia to come through so we can go ahead and get started. All right, there she is. My voice is a little raspy today, y'all, so I'm going to be
Hi.
drinking some tea. Hey, good to see you.
To see you. Good to see you.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. I was a little nervous,
Yeah.
but I'm good. I'm good. I felt like the enemy was trying to send a little bit of warfare, but he don't know who he messing with. Not this one. Not today.
It's good to see you.
Hi, guys.
I'm excited for what's about to happen. Trying to see if my cousin's still in here. He's gone. I love it when my family jumps on because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, what up, cuz?
What's good?
Oh, man. So how's your day going?
My day going? My day is going well. I ran some errands, sent off some packages for the hair wrap and mask combo thing I got going on.
Yeah.
And
Which are fire, by the way.
thank you, thank
Those
you.
are
I'm trying to get
fire.
more. I'm trying to get more prints, but it's like everybody and their mama buying fabric, so it's like
Yeah.
I've been waiting months for stuff. So I sent off a few more packages, and I like worked on some content and just kind of like chilled, um, whipped up something with my hair, and
Yeah.
like here.
That's what's up. You out here flying these streets. Always flying these streets.
Thought I'd try something new with the bugs.
Yeah. Those are really cute. You got to show me how to do the head wraps. Because I have
So,
these just like these little bogus headbands that I wear when I need my hair done. So, yeah.
uh, okay, so you know I had a video, but you want a private lesson. That's what you said.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right, friend. All right, friend. All right, friend.
I saw one of the videos, I ain't gonna start, and I was like, oh, okay, I can do that. And then I tried it, and it didn't
Okay.
turn
You
out the
need a
way
step by
yours did.
step. You need a step
Yeah,
by step. You need to cross over, put
yeah,
under, put
yeah.
through. Got
The whole
it.
thing,
Got
the whole
it.
thing.
Got it. Got it. Oh, that's good. I'm so excited. This is something I feel like I've been needing to do for a while. Not needing to do. I've been building up to this. Like
Yeah.
this is important.
You ready?
As ready as I ever gonna be. Let's go.
All right. Greetings, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the room. I am Kiara Jones. Welcome to our, what month is this? June. Our June series, What's Your Story? Where we get people to come in and tell us their story. This is episode 2011,000. At this point, I don't know, but we in this thing. So, who are you? Introduce yourself to the people. Give us your name, your address, your cell phone number, all that stuff.
I'm not gonna do that. I just changed my cell phone number, so we're not in 2020. No,
Can I
but
say that this is probably my favorite part because I'm always like, give me your social security number. People are like, no.
no, thank you. Hi, my name is Nadia, the creator. That's officially my name, like the artist formerly known as. That's my name, Nadia, the
Yeah.
creator. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I am an artist, creator, a writer, a stylist. I'm a ball of energy and joy that sometimes I get on my own nose, but I love. I love myself. I love me, and I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. Um, So, are you nervous?
I'm I'm like excited, but I'm a little nervous. Like I'm like 15% nervous, which is like, nervous for me.
So, typically, how do you engage with social media? Are you like a live person? Do you do like Facebook lives and all of that? Or are you like one of those people that'll record your videos and then put them up?
I definitely record my videos and put them up because I have a YouTube channel. So I have a YouTube channel which is called Full Style Inc., which is a plus size, a body positivity, fashion empowerment brand. And so I'm used to having the opportunity to sit down, record, and then edit. Because I talk a lot and I talk so much and I stumble over my words, it's good for me to edit stuff because I can
Yeah.
edit that part out like, oh, I totally said that word wrong. That's not even the definition of that word. So I don't do a lot of lives. I do a few lives on my YouTube channel and the followers on there, but not a lot of Facebook and definitely not a lot of Instagram.
So, this is new for you.
This is new for me. Yes.
Well, this is new for me too.
What you mean? You're a pro. It's like number 55,000.
Yeah, being number 50, 11 million, I'm still just kind of like,
That's it. That's the number.
like, what's
That's
next?
because you're trying to still trying to be an introvert and you're not that. You need to come up out of it. Come up out of that.
Anyway, this ain't about me, this about you.
Mm.
So, how did you become Nadia the creator? How did you, well, let me say this. When did you realize you were a creative?
Oh man. Oh, I was always doing something creative. Always. My father was very hands-on as far as learning and teaching and doing things that he did. So like cooking and building, like having a garden. So I was a daddy's girl. So I was always with him. And the first time I think I can remember creating something was after my father passed. I created a poem, a spoken word to speak at
Mm-hmm.
his funeral. So basically, is that like the eulogy type thing? So
Sure.
whatever. Yeah. So that was like the first physical thing in history I remember creating. But as far as like when I realized I was creative, man, I don't know. I was always doing something in high school. I was always creating something. I always did extra in my class assignments, especially if I had to do a presentation. I always went above and beyond, but I didn't have a name for it. When it came time to start thinking about what I was going to study in college, I was real good with computers. Like I was in information technology in my career path at high school. My high school
Mm-hmm.
had programs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I was in information technology, which is like, coding and software and programming, stuff like that. But that bored me. Like I was just sitting there looking at codes on
Yeah.
the computer screen all day. And I was like, this is boring. But I was good at computers. And so I started looking into like, I don't know how I derived at graphic design, but I arrived at graphic design. And I was like, bet that I can do. I get to play with color and paint and words. Yes. So again, still didn't realize how creative I was until after college.
Mm-hmm.
In college, I still had moments of inadequacy and doubt. It was after college where I was bored and depressed and alone and
Mm-hmm.
broke that I realized, man, I'm really good at this. Somebody should pay me to do 20 of the things that I already do.
And you know what though? It's so cool that that we can get paid to do the things we love.
Yes.
Um,
Hey,
I think,
Siobhan.
right? Hey, Siobhan, I just DM'd you too. Just ignore it when you see it. Uh, but yeah, it's so cool that we get to we can get paid to do the things we love. Because like growing up, they're like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? You're like a doctor.
hmm
And nobody's ever like, I want to be a creative.
Right? I want to. I want to be an artist. I want
Right,
to make clothes for the people. I want to go to the
right.
thrift store, get a get some sheets, and make a dress. No one,
Oh, but
but
to
yet,
think, here we are, right?
exactly, people are literally getting paid to do that. It's
To do
amazing.
that. Yeah. So on your YouTube, what are some of the things that you do?
So like I mentioned, going to the thrift store and making clothes out of sheets. That is something that I do. So it's all about body positivity and self love. It's geared towards plus size women, but it's for everyone. And I do styling hauls where I talk about brands and clothing hauls that I love, try on everything because I am on the bigger end of plus size.
Mm-hmm.
For a while, plus size fashion only considered like a size 12, 14, 16, 18 maybe. That wasn't a lot of girls that was with my body,
Mm-hmm.
showing. So it was good to see for a lot of bigger women, it was good to see somebody of my body type trying on clothes and then like just showing them how to sew and how to style those clothes and how to carry themselves in confidence and just how to embrace themselves as they are. So yeah.
You literally just took the word out of my pen as I was writing. I was writing confidence. So have you always been, this confident to like, so I don't like trying on clothes. And I think it's a part of my introverted personality. But it takes it's for me, it takes a strong person to say, I'm going to try this on in the dressing room. So how did you get there?
um well, to answer like the half of the first question was like,
Yeah.
how was I always this confident? I want to say yes and no. This loud, bubbly, talking too much girl, she was definitely it in grade school and high school. I've been told shut up so many times. Um, and I didn't understand what that was or where it come from. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand, but I wasn't always comfortable and secure with myself. I was confident. I liked myself, but because of outside influences, I wasn't always assured of myself. Um, and as far as like with the clothes and the fashion, I always liked clothes, but clothes didn't always like me. They wasn't made for me when
Yeah.
I was in high school. There wasn't trendy plus size clothing for a 14-year-old in 2003. And you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? In 2004, four or whatever. That wasn't there for me. So I was shopped with my friends, but malls, whew, Miles was traumatizing because there
Yeah.
was nothing for me. And then a few of my friends who were smaller, they hated going into like Ashley Stewart and Lane Bryant for me. And I hated shopping in the Avenue and Catherine's. For any plus size people or people who know older women, you know what them stores are and you know what they used to look like in the
Yeah.
90s and the early 2000s. My mom used to shop there and she used to try to make me shop there. And I'd be in the store hollering, I don't want this. But me to she didn't want me to waste money at Rainbow and Simply Fashion and Devs and Dots, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they had the trendy clothes. So for a long time, clothing was traumatic for me. Fashion and was traumatic for me. Like it traumatized me. There
Yeah.
was a lot of times my friends would have something like a denim suit, a denim jacket, or a leather jacket, and I would ask my mom to buy it from me, and she would never buy it from the place. Grandma stores, exactly. She would never buy it from the place I wanted to. She bought it from somewhere else, and
Right.
it looked like I was like, I can't wear this. I can't wear this. I cannot wear this. So clothing, my history of clothing and fashion is not a pretty one at all. I struggled, but I always knew how to dress people,
Mm-hmm.
dressing dolls. I used to draw dolls and stuff like that. And like dress them up. In college, when my friends go shopping, I would go shopping for them and I'll put their clothes together. And for some reason, they trusted me
Yeah.
to dress them, even though I was piecing my outfit together like episode of Project Runway, hearing Tim Gunn screaming, make it work. So yeah, so yeah, where it came from, the sky, Jesus, that's where it came from.
So, how much of your closet or your wardrobe have you made? Like, what percentage?
Oof. Um, I want to say a good 25%, maybe 30, because definitely over half of that, 50% is definitely stuff that I thrifted.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get into thrifting, you got to think about how much of stuff I thrifted and then turned into something else.
Yeah,
So that all goes in there, but definitely like 25, 30%.
that's what's up. Like, I just rip shirts, you know. Like a lot of all of my workout clothes are either, well, they're shirts that I rip the sleeves off of, Just this old basketball habit. So you rip the sleeves off and you turn the sleeves into a headband, right?
Of course, of course.
Right. Or I'll cut my jogging pants to make them shorts.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. That's the extent of my fashion design. Well, no, I don't want to say that, but like to the point of like making clothes, the way you do. Did you
Hmm.
make that shirt?
Yes, it used to be a skirt.
The shirt used to be a skirt.
Yes, and I
How
couldn't fit it.
how, Sway? I gotta watch your YouTube videos. I feel like I'm slacking. Like, do you put that on your YouTube? How to turn a skirt into a shirt?
Yeah, I think I did actually make this a video. I think it's like a video with a bunch of stuff that turned out to be like 90s inspired.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's from like
Okay.
last summer. Yeah.
I'm gonna stalk your YouTube. I'm gonna stalk your YouTube.
I felt like I should have wore something I made. I was like, man, I should wear something I made. I don't
Yeah,
know
me
why.
too, right?
Yes.
But one day I'm gonna be like you, because that is a dream of mine to be able to take a sheet, right, and to turn it into a dress or a shirt or pants or whatever. Um, I ain't there yet though.
That's good material. Like honestly, people be sleep on sheets.
Yeah.
I've been at people's house like, yo, you gonna use this? They're like, what's that for? I use it when I'm like painting. I'm like, is it paint on it? They're like, nah. And I was like, can I have it? They're like, I guess. I'm like, yo, this is dope pattern.
Yeah. Way to repurpose, man. That's awesome.
Yes.
So you said growing up, clothing and shopping and all of that was like traumatizing for you. What did it take for you to move out of like the traumatic or like the traumatizing stage to something that I'm gonna assume that you love shopping, right? Yeah, kind of, sort of. So how did you move from, man, this is traumatic, to like, hey, we going thrifting like right now?
Um, man, it came in waves and stages.
Hmm.
College was still a little bit traumatic because I was in a rural town, middle of nowhere, and there wasn't a lot of stores. There was
Where'd you go to school?
Macy's, Carbondale, Southern Illinois.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
So there wasn't a lot of stores. So I was still struggling to find clothes. There was a few places that I
Yeah.
could like play around with, but not too much. My junior year of college, my mom moved to Ohio, outside of Cincinnati,
Hmm.
and I went there for my Christmas break, and I needed a coat. And so, backtrack. In high school, I found this store called Torrid. Yo, shout out Torrid. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the collab of the century with Torrid. I
Yeah.
found them when I was looking for something to wear to my high school class photos and my luncheon and all type of other stuff. I got stuff made, but I was like looking for stuff for pictures and everything. And I was walking through Chicago Ridge Mall back in 2007,
Yeah.
and I stumbled upon this stuff, and I was like, "That's a big girl in the window."
Yeah. My mom
And
loved that store too.
and back then, Tori was very punk, gothy. It was a
Yeah.
sister of Hot Topic, so it was very punk, gothy, and like just like grommets everywhere and lace
Yeah.
and all type of stuff. So I was just surprised to see a big girl in a big girl mannequin in these like fresh stuff. So when I was looking for back to my junior year of college, I was looking for a coat and everything. I needed clothes for when I go back to school. So I was doing some research on where I can get some clothes from. And I had Googled what's the closest Torrid to where my mom lived. And it literally was one like 2 miles up the road.
Hmm.
And my mama didn't even know that it was a whole mall over there. So
Whoa.
the way the road was like, think of like Michigan or Ashland runs from one end of the city to the other one out to the suburbs.
Yeah.
So when you get to a certain point, it veers off. My mom had only been one way down that road. She didn't go down the other road. And down the other road was an entire mall. Okay.
Dang.
So think like, not like, not like Chicago Ridge, but like what's the malls out in the suburbs? The
Yeah.
real nice ones that still kicking it, them balls. And so there was a Torrid inside. And so I got my coat, I got some clothes. So ever since then, my mom, that was her first time getting in the store with me because she had never experienced it before. So she ended up getting a credit card with them. So when I was in school, I'd be like, yo, ma, I need some clothes. I need a little few
Yeah.
things. And she'd be like, I bet here's my card. Order what you need. Or she'll send me the money to order. So I was getting clothes shipped in because I wasn't finding nothing.
Yeah.
So that was the first stage. Tour really got me my life together. As far as like when I got thrifting, it was when I graduated from college and I moved to Ohio because I was bored. I mean, not bored, because I was broke and I was trying to save up to go to grad school.
Mm-hmm.
Again, small town right outside of Cincinnati, but the mall was up the street. And so I spent a lot of time on YouTube, like a lot of time on YouTube. YouTube, the University of YouTube is an amazing college. I really
It is.
recommend it to anyone who wants to
For
learn
real.
anything, honestly. YouTube got my life. And so I was on YouTube and I was watching these smaller, skinny, white and Asian girls go to the thrift stores and making this stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
say what? Say less. So I was just going just to thrift, just to
Yeah.
find stuff because I was broke and I was saving up, so I couldn't go to tour because tour is not cheap. When I tell you they are not cheap, they are not cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going just to buy stuff, and I think the first thing I ever made, like actually like transformed, was this hot pink blazer that I still have. I had went to this place called Hancock Fabrics,
Mm-hmm.
and I brought this like teal satin fabric for some strange reason. I brought it. I saw it. It was like the last of the bulk, and I was like, cute. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. And so I had turned the cuffs inside out because it was like bare. It was nothing going on, and I had like heat and bond, and I did a sloppy job putting the satin blue turquoise
Yeah.
underneath the lining of the blazer.
Yeah. I can
And I
see it
had
in
like
my head.
a blue necklace that like matched that blue perfectly.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me nothing. So that was the first thing I did, and I didn't know how to. Like I knew how to sew, but I didn't have a sewing machine yet. I didn't even think about sewing, and so yeah, it kind of like happened in stages and waves. And like the next time I was going, it was a summer, and I was gonna go to Atlanta and a few places during the summer, and I had no maxi skirts or no maxi dresses. Again, broke, trying to save money, but I was still going on trips, like because
Mm-hmm.
I was bored in Ohio. Like I wasn't trying to stay there.
Yeah.
And I went to Hancock Fabrics again, spent like $50 on some fabric, and I hand sewed me a bunch of skirts, maxi skirts and maxi dresses. I took like a weekend, sewed me up, packed them, and I was in Atlanta looking cute with my
Whoa.
maxi skirts and dresses. So yeah, it happened in stages of this love to shop and clothing. It was just like little moments of revelation, like, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do that. So yeah.
What do you want to see happen for your career, like for your life? Like, what's next?
Everything.
Yeah.
Honestly, with the launching of Nadia the creator, and just like telling my story and just promoting me and what makes
You,
me
the
me,
brand. Yeah.
me the brand, exactly. I have so much in store for Full Style and Nadia the creator and other things. That's other things I want that very few people know about. I want to hit every area of industry and entertainment as possible.
Yeah.
Books, TV, podcasting, radio. I want to get in it. I don't want to be a fashion designer. A lot of people say like, you should do fashion design. I don't want to make clothes. I want it because clothes are being made constantly every day. New
Yeah.
people are popping up with new fashion lines. And I'm like, okay, it's getting a little crazy now, but still people don't know how to wear them. People
Yeah.
don't understand the power that clothing has. It is not about materialistic things. It's about what a item can do for your confidence and your image. Like when you love yourself, you carry yourself in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You hold yourself higher. You fix up your hair. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you go out the house with the right, undergarments on. It means something. So I want to create platforms where people can come and learn how to take care of themselves, learn how to love themselves, learn how to develop. And I want to put that on every type of media and outlet as I possibly can.
That's dope. That that's dope. Sorry, I'm getting myself together. You know how I do. Um, do you follow Jay Bolin?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. Just checking. I love his story, to know
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know his whole life, but to know that he started in a completely different career, like most creatives, we have a day job, right? Like we have
Yeah.
a job that fuels the dream. And to see him now, as if I knew him then, right? To
Yeah.
see him now, like living the dream, is completely inspiring. So you don't want to do fashion design. You want to do more of like styling and all of that.
Yes, I want to do like styling and customization. Um, if a company, a certain brand hit me up and say, Nadia, you want to do a collaboration, a capsule collection, I'm definitely gonna say yes.
Yeah.
But
Was that for me? I was a little
no,
slow. I'm sorry.
you can't. I mean, hey, you too.
Okay,
But no,
because
no, no,
I'm
no, no, no,
like,
no, no. That wasn't
did I
specifically
miss
for
that?
you. No, 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 that wasn't specific for you. But honey, if God leads you to do so, I am here. No. If a certain brand, like I said, if a certain brand hits me up for like a capsule collection or whatever to make something, definitely, I definitely will put in the work to design some clothes or some pieces,
Hmm.
whatever. But I want to do more of the styling. And every once in a while, make a custom bomb piece that walks the runway.
Yeah.
And the jaws are dropped. The ladies are gagging. The people are shooketh. But I want to do more than just make clothes. And I'm not saying people who make clothes only make clothes.
Yeah.
I want to do more than make clothes. And I don't want to get stuck in that box. I feel with the sewing and the YouTube and the styling, that was a gateway. That was what God used to get me seen.
Hmm.
And then the work begins.
So tell us about Nadia, the creator, growing up. What was it like for you growing up with your personality?
Whew. Um, well, I'm the oldest of four to my mother and my father. My
Hmm.
father has a daughter that he met when, well, a daughter that he had when he was in the army. So before he married my mother, um, and my father passed when I was 9. So as the oldest and as the daddy's girl, I learned a lot,
Yeah.
and that motherly instinct and home care person kind of like wake up because my mom wasn't really so like the roles were reversed in my home. My mother worked and was the provider
Hmm.
only because my father was a veteran, and it's people know veterans. It's kind of hard for veterans to get work. My father
Yeah.
didn't have a college education. He had a GED, but he was a veteran, so he was a mechanic, so he worked as a freelance mechanic. So there was times that he worked, there was times that he didn't work. So he was the one that was at home cooking, cleaning, taking us back and forth to school, making sure we were good. My
Yeah.
mom would come in and dinner would be done and she would be sitting up eating, and my dad would probably rubbing her feet or irritating her, whichever one came first.
Yeah.
So when my father died, my mama really was like, I don't know what I'm doing because my dad did all that.
Hmm.
So I was the one cooking and cleaning. I was the one grocery shopping. I was the one helping us getting our school clothes when school started back that fall because my mama had a breakdown in Payless because she didn't know what size shoes we wear. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This was like, so for me growing up, I was the over the top, loud personality. That was kind of like this trooper in front of my family, like, come on, follow me, let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, on the flip side, um, whew, I got bullied and picked on. Like,
Yeah.
man, people who I thought were my friends were not my friends. Um, uh, like I said, I've been told shut up a lot of times. Okay, I should get paid. I should own copyright that phrase.
Yeah.
Shut up, stop talking, you're so loud. But I still showed up every day like, hi guys, what's going on? Went to a new school, and my heart goes out to young black people. So apparently it was a big joke that I don't know, because I was big. I was picked on and the significance of the bully. And I don't know why this topic came to him, but it was like, who is my father? Is my father Rikishi, the sumo-sized WWE wrestler, or this really big security guard that worked at the school? And again, I've been picked on and bullied, so I was not like upset. But that topic of who my
Yeah.
father was, only like 2 years after my actual father died,
Yeah.
broke me. I was in school crying. It got so much that the teacher had to do like a little kumbaya session in the classroom. And
Yeah.
like the topic of discussion about Nadia's father is off the table, because a lot of the kids did know who their father were, or they did know, and the daddy wasn't in their life. He was,
Yeah.
a deadbeat, whatever. But with me, I'm not saying that made me better, but it was
Right.
like, my father, I knew my father died. And the teacher
Yeah.
made that clear. Like, that's not a subject that we gonna ever talk about it again. So that was rough.
Did they
And like I
stop talking
said,
about it?
yeah. After a while, they stopped talking about it. This was like fifth, sixth grade.
Okay.
So it was rough. Whew,
Yeah.
that was not fun. But over time, I was still being picked and bullied on by smaller groups of people. It wasn't like the whole school, the whole class. I developed friends and everything. I don't want to say I was popular in high school, but I was cool. People knew
Yeah.
me. I was on several different groups. I was in Pom Pom. I was in ROTC. I was in poetry club, so I was still a
Yeah.
nerd a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I did After School Matters, but I still had those moments where people were just, they didn't like me for
Yeah.
whatever reason they could think of. You know what I'm saying? Still showed up bubbly, still showed up nice. The teachers would be saying stuff. I was that person to go off on a teacher because some of the teachers in my school was racist.
What school did you go to?
Calumet before it closed and everything.
Yeah.
So some of the teachers was racist. And one teacher, I used to check her every time. And so that was an issue. And I couldn't keep my mouth closed. I was always talking. I was always going off on somebody. I was always, because somebody be bullied. Okay, so I would get bullied. I would
Mm-hmm.
get picked on and talked about. But I was not going to sit there and let you talk about me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was real good in school. I wasn't like a straight A student, but I was like
Yeah.
A, B student. You know what I'm saying? I raised my hand in class. You know what I'm saying? I gave bomb presentation as far as stuff. I was writing good papers. I would be in class with a book, but the
Yeah.
moment somebody said something, I would close that book and be like, you know what I'm saying? So the duality of my life. So I grew up in this home that was filled with laugh, love, education, imagination. It was literature, it was books, it was everything. But then I was picked on because not only was I loud, I was
Yeah.
fat, and I guess I was weird, and I wasn't black enough because I didn't
Ah.
listen to a lot of the things people listened to growing up. We didn't have cable, so I wasn't watching BET and
Yeah.
VH1 and all those other stuff. I was watching PBS. I was
Yeah.
watching Star Wars. I was watching Sherlock Holmes.
You
You know what I'm
just
saying?
listed like 5 different series topics. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Within themselves.
right
Exactly.
within your
So
life.
exactly. So um hey Cash, that's my little
Hey, Cash.
sister. We're talking about me, Monty. We're talking about me. I'm the
We talking
topic.
about her. She the topic.
In my so yeah, so I was bullied for a range of things. And not only that, I had confidence.
Yeah.
So I would get picked and bullied on, but I would still show up. I would get talked about and beat up, but I still performed in the school parade. I still performed on stage because I was on a pom pom team. Hush, you mind? It's not my favorite subject. Be quiet. Anywho, so I was still like, it was weird. It was
Yeah.
weird. It was weird. Sometimes I felt like I was gonna break apart. I was crying. I used to ask God to, like, please change me. Why do I gotta be so loud? Like, why I gotta be so extra? But I would still show up.
So for you, what was the? I feel like we all have this one part of ourselves that we're like, Lord, just take this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right?
cool with everything else. I can work with everything else. Take this. What was your one thing that you were like negotiating with God about? Like, take it, Lord. I don't want it.
Being fat.
Yeah.
And that was because I don't know, the connotation of being fat. and being loud and talking too much. Whew. It was like, girl, you doing too much.
Yeah.
I was compared a lot to Monique,
Yeah.
which she's not my role model. I prefer Just Scott, but okay.
Hey.
And so, and not only that, my body caused a lot of strides with my relation with my mother
Yeah.
because she's a big woman and a big girl, and she had a lot of insecurities and trauma from her past about being picked on and bullied on. So a lot of those things were projected and pushed onto me. So as much as I love myself, as much as I said all those things when I was younger, I love myself now. I'm confident. Like, you can take it or leave it. I still work out. I still do yoga. I still do Zumba. I still swim when I can get
Yeah.
to a pool because Corona is the devil. You know what I'm saying? But, and you know what I mentioned? Like, I was on the pom pom team. I was in
Yeah.
volleyball. I was active, but I was big. And it was like,
Yeah.
for some reason, the bigness just kind of, it kept things from me. Like, boys would like me, but they didn't want to like me because they were ashamed because I was big and they didn't want people to
Yeah.
know that they liked me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I was, yeah, that was one thing I used to cry and pray. Like, God, please let me lose weight. I just want to lose weight. Please let me lose weight.
And now, how do you feel about it?
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going
Yeah.
to lose. I drop my little 10, 5 pounds, little pieces where I go. Okay, I make clothes for my body. I lose my waist a little bit because that's the first thing to go. I don't know why my waist want to get smaller, but the hips, behind still there. But I'm good now.
Yeah.
I'm good now. I'm comfortable. I love me. I love looking into a mirror, and I love the person that looks back at me.
And that's awesome. I think one of the things that kind of drew me to you at, hey,
Sorry.
Ashley. No, you're fine. One of the things that drew me to you as a person was just like your personality, um, and your willingness to say hey to a stranger. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell how we met story real quick. Something that I do with all of my guests. But for those who don't know, me and Nadia, we go to the same church. I joined the church last year, and for about 3 or 4 months, I didn't talk to anybody. I went there specifically for God, was not there for humans. So I would go in the service, cry my eyes out, leave the church, put my glasses on, and just walk out. And it wasn't like I didn't want to talk to people. I was just, yeah, NY, shout out to us. I was
Yes.
just really, really, really there only for God.
Mm-hmm.
And Nadia spoke to me one day, and then she spoke to me again. And then she invited, I think you invited me to Transformed.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually went, and it felt weird for me. Young, I don't want to say young adult church, but like I felt out of place because I'm a millennial. So I'm in this weird position in my life where I'm not young enough to be with the young folk, but I'm not old
Correct.
enough to be with the old folks. So I'm
That's a
like,
thing.
it
Like,
really is a thing because it's like, I'm not old. So I go with the young people and I'm like,
but like,
but
I
I
feel
ain't,
old.
I ain't
Like,
that young,
I'm not that young. You're right.
So yeah, we went to Transformed, had a great time. And then one fateful Sunday, you were standing in line. I was standing behind you, and I was like, I think I'm gonna go talk to her, God. I was like, go do it. So I went to talk to you, and I met Siobhan and Nicolia and the whole crew. Um, but it really was like your personality. You're so personable, like
Ah.
that's the face, right? Like smile at a stranger, speak to a stranger, and you're a greeter, so it's perfect. Like you walk into the church, you don't want to see grumpy faces. You want to see people that are excited to see you, even if they don't know you. So I don't think I ever said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome,
Yeah,
baby.
thank you. You were, when I think back on it, you were one of 2 or 3 people that would consistently like say hey to me, even when I wasn't trying to say hey to y'all.
Well, I saw you when you was on those moments when you just came to church to fall out and cry and literally
Yeah.
try to run out the sanctuary. I saw you. I was on the stairs looking at you like, get her, Jesus, get her. So it was God, like, just talk to her. You know what I'm saying? Just say hi. And I'm literally like, my family would tell you, and some of my closer friends would tell you, I'm the type of person, we could be walking down the street and I'm like, hi, hello,
Yeah.
hi, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, nice day.
I
Oh,
definitely
it's a
say
cute shirt.
that.
Oh, them shoes are cute. Like, I'm that
Yeah.
person. It's like, girl, why are you speaking to people? I'm like, because one day they could go crazy and try to shoot up this area, and I want them to remember my smile. But,
Right.
no, like, honestly, it was something about, because I remember the day that Apostle prophesied over you. I think that's when you, like, officially joined or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I said, I remember you coming and going.
Got
And
my
I was
whole
like, I
life.
like her lock. She dope.
Yeah.
And I was just, I would watch you. And then after a while, I was like, God was like, just say hi. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And you know what? Now that I'm a part of the family, hey y'all, I'm sorry. I'm being rude. I ain't speaking to y'all as y'all coming in. Hey y'all, come on in. Come on in. You 40
He's
minutes
my
late. Come on
baby.
in.
Hey, guys.
Hey y'all, you late. But yeah, now that I'm actually a part of All Nations, hearing you say like I would watch you does not sound as creepy now as it did back then, just because I have a little bit more of an understanding of the nature to which, like, sometimes God will drop a person and you're like, you're doing your own thing, and then you notice a person and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then you go back
Mm-hmm.
to doing your own thing, and then you notice that person again. So it's not like I'm looking for you. It's like
Mm-hmm.
God is allowing my eye to catch you repeatedly. So I don't feel weird knowing that you used to watch me. I'm blessed now thinking about it. Like, yo, like God, you were putting me on the radar of people. And that means a lot, because in that time and in that season of my life, I really wanted community, and you were the gatekeeper. I don't want to say the gatekeeper, but you were definitely like the doorway to community for me at All Nations. Because look, you
Yeah.
know everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's one reason why I don't like standing next to you on the steps.
You're
You
right.
finna talk to everybody. Everybody finna hug you. And it's just too much, because the stairwell is too small.
You and my friend Wanda say the same thing. I don't know why I come stand next to you every Sunday. I'm like,
It's like, I don't even know why I do it.
I, I try to stand on the outside, but like,
Yeah. Still.
it is honestly, I didn't, cause like me going to All Nations, I didn't like go there like running around. I didn't go there like running around looking for new friends. Like, oh my God, it was just like you said, I
Siobhan
was
talking
just
about vote for
not.
Nadia.
It was just, it happens, and I that's just, it's interesting how like when I was growing up and being picked on and bullied on and everything, and but people still knew me. Like the whole school knew me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The teachers knew me, and not only they knew me, they knew my mama, and they knew not to mess with my mama. So,
Yeah.
because my mama write up a letter real quick. My mama has wrote letters to literally the president
That's my mama right there.
and the superintendent.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's my
and they
mama.
went down. It trickled down to my principal. And my principal was like, "Look, we got this handled. We got this set up. This, and you ain't got to worry about it. Please tell your mama everything's okay." You know what I'm saying? So
That's
this
hilarious.
duality of being this bubbly personality and speaking to people, but yet I was still bullied and picked on.
Yeah.
I was still followed home from school and like traumatized. I was still put in situations where that made me feel uncomfortable. Yes, Imani, we were the famous family back in the day. But yeah, so like it's good to hear that even when I don't try, I'm making a difference because
She got an Android, y'all. So,
oh, you tried it.
hello.
You gonna blame this on me?
Oh, you back? There you go. Hey,
I
y'all.
wasn't.
She
I
back.
was first. You was
Yeah,
first.
it was
Oh
funny.
wow, you tried it. Talking about she got an Android. First of all, I got a Samsung 10 Plus. Don't come for me,
Ain't
okay?
that an Android?
But that's
I
the
thought it
best
was like,
Android. That's the best Android.
I just feel like
Anywho,
it's not an iPhone, it's an Android. Like, if it's not
okay.
a Mac,
Anywho,
it's a PC,
you know what? You know what? You know what?
It's not.
Anywho, as I
Like,
was saying, as
okay,
I
yeah,
was
you're right.
saying,
Sorry. You
as
right.
I
You right.
was no. I had even when it's good to hear as a Christian and as a person that loves people, even when I don't try, I make a difference.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't trying. Thank you, Ashley. I wasn't trying. Thank you, Gabby. That's what I'm saying. Don't do.
I don't see those comments. Look at that. Look at the Lord blocking the hate. Since
Even when
y'all
I don't try, I make it a difference. And for me, that's all that matters is connecting with people. And even if I'm just simply saying hi to them or giving them a hug, there's a people in church before COVID, of course, that would
Yeah.
literally come up to me like, can I get a hug?
Yep. Yep.
Because they just needed a hug. And I was like, I love hugs. Come, get out here. So I'm glad. I'm glad you found your community. I'm glad I was able to be there for you.
Oh no. So I don't know what's going on with my comments. But if you all are commenting, I can't see it. I was gonna ask y'all to throw some questions in there. Um, can you see the
It's question
comments?
time. Yeah, they talking about you coming for androids.
Oh,
That was the last comments I got.
glad I can't see that. Okay.
Hi, Brian.
Hey y'all. So yeah, if you got any questions for Nadia, please drop them in the question section. I don't know what it looks like on the other end, but or you can drop it in the comment section because Nadia can see them and I can't, so she'll just read them out.
Yeah.
The funny thing about what you just said, though, Nadia, is that this morning I was praying and I was talking to God about community, um, and even though I know Illinois was slowly coming out of shelter in place and quarantine and all of that, we're like entering into phase 4. There's still this huge gap and like this large bridge of like
hmm
distance for a lot of people. And so this morning I was just praying about community, and just thanking God for connection and for community and all of that. So I don't know if people are saying stuff, but anybody say anything? This is really
Siobhan
lit.
asks. Siobhan asks, "Do you do styling consultations?" I don't yet.
Yeah, you need to get one of them booking websites because I
I have
definitely,
calories for my signing up for
yeah,
my sewing classes. So give me a moment.
yeah,
I'm getting on that.
get it together, ma'am,
Mm.
because I definitely need your expertise. Because it's not easy. Like for me, being a creative is like an overload of ideas all at one time, and then I'm trying to sift through to see which ones are possible.
Like, which
You
one
know,
can I do today?
right? What can I do today, right now, with this $5 budget? Um, and this here iPhone because I want a camera crew to follow me around.
Right?
All I got is this iPhone with this ring light.
I started off with a tablet. My sister on here would tell you, I literally, I got cussed out one New Year's Eve at a club, at a bar, by this person because I had made like 90% of my outfit. The only thing I didn't make was my sweater and my shoes. So my coat, I
Yeah,
constructed my skirt, my
you made a
purse, my
coat.
jewelry. I did some things to the coat.
Okay.
And so the person who was my other sister's friend was cussing me out and was like, "You're selling this?" I'm like, "Nah." So she was like holding up my purse, like to like the people, like the bartenders and waitresses, like, "Would you pay for this?"
Yeah.
And like going off on me. And so that spring, I ordered a bunch of fabric and I literally sat in my room and took newspapers and sheets and like made a pattern, like a mock pattern, like people would do with like Muslims, like again, Project Runway. And I
Mm-hmm.
made samples of the garments to see how they fit. And then my sister with my tablet sat there and recorded me making like 2 or 3 crop tops. And that was my first video. I started off with a tablet.
So you telling me to just sky's the limit,
You
just
better
go.
start. Better start.
Oh, do we got any questions on your end? I can't see nothing.
No, they just laughing at us.
Oh, okay. Hey y'all, keep laughing.
Siobhan asked about the styling consultation, and that's it.
Okay,
But you was
cool.
gonna say something about community.
You know, I don't remember. I'm so easily distracted.
Well,
Um, Thank you for being a part of my community. I think that's ultimately what I was gonna say.
you're
Thank
welcome,
you.
baby. You're welcome. You're welcome, darling. Yeah. For me, community is everything. It's something I've always I'm not gonna say struggle with. Friends have come and go so easily in my
Yeah.
life. And I learned recently, like taking prayer 102 is like learning about my prayer burden, like who I'm called to pray for. And
I see that
Ashley
question.
wants to, yeah, Ashley wants to know what's your gifts. So go ahead.
Ashley, who are you?
Ashley is part of my tribe.
Hey, tribe. You ain't got no
She's
photo
not
on
a
here.
she's not an Instagram user, so I don't know what's
Okay.
going on.
It's a
Yeah.
thank you for coming, Ashley. Sorry if I came off a little rude by asking who you were. You just don't have no photo.
I
So
see the last name, so that's why I was like, oh, I know her because if without that, I didn't know what was going on.
yeah. Your handle is like a spam account. Because you know
Hmm.
how people do real names and then just a bunch of random numbers at the end.
Hmm.
I'm sure the numbers mean something to you too, Ashley. I'm sorry.
I'm hoping that that's my tribe. I'm hoping that's the Ashley I'm thinking it is.
I hope it is the Ashley that I think it is, that you think it is, because I don't know Ashley. Anyway, to answer your question, my creative gifts. Right now, the one that I am probably the most dominant in is what do I want to call it? Fashion design. Do we want to say fashion design?
Apparel
Apparel. I make
design,
t-shirts and sweatshirts and hoodies, and
but why?
jackets.
But why?
And but why?
Yeah, why?
Because because God is bigger. Um, that's exactly why. Man, I am having like a vivid replay of prayer this morning. So forgive me if I get a little
She's
watery and
guys. She's highly prophetic. Perfect. So she goes into these things.
yeah,
So I'm going to continue to talk while she comes out of her moment. So
there you go.
community for me, community for me is apparel branding.
Thank you, Nicolia.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you, Nicolia.
Um, the name of her brand is God is Bigger.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
type it, but
yes,
somebody
thank you,
told
Shabbat.
me.
Look at the community. Look at the
Yeah,
community.
I'm a
So
pin
anyway,
it.
community has always been interesting because it seems that, like I said, people have come and go from my life, friends, and like I said, I learned this past a few months ago about my prayer burden, and it's basically like what God puts on your heart to pray. And for me, it's praying for those who are lost, who
Yeah,
those who don't know themselves, who those who just feel a disconnect from who they are in the world. And when I mentioned this to Prophetess Erica, and she was like, Nadia, that makes, because I talked about how people come and go from my life. And she said, that makes sense why people come and go from your life, because they're there for what they need from you and they leave. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not always a beautiful leave. It's not always a clean leave. There have been
yeah,
words, tears, sometimes fists, especially when I was younger. So for me, community and safety has not always been something. Although I've always had been surrounded by friends, those friends always wasn't the safe, like the healthiest. They
yeah.
wasn't friends. In high school, I had a group of girls who literally used to fight for me. When people picked and bullied me, they used to
Hmm.
literally beat them up. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey, boo thing. Um, and so um, they were my friends for a long time. But when I went away to college, I feel like because they didn't, a lot of that just got real jealousy
yeah,
and filled with insecurities. And then I stayed at college. Then I graduated. And then I ain't coming completely back to Chicago. And when I did, it was always some drama and some problems. And one friend was always mad at me, but I didn't know why. And so if I would sit down and tell the story now, sometimes most people would be like, so why were they jealous of you? So what's the insecurity? Yeah, I had a mafia G. I literally had like a
you had
barrier.
a hitman squad.
Yeah, like I didn't even
Well,
send them. They just did it. I was mad at my business. I was sitting there reading Jane or Eric, Jerome, Dickey, and I ain't understand. But it's like,
well,
oh, you know, your old girls out here fighting old girl. I was like, what? Because
whoa.
she cussed me out and she got a butt whoops. Anywho, so if I would tell the story, you'll probably pick up on the fact that they were insecure and jealous, but I never understood that
Yeah,
because they had boyfriends and husbands, and they had their own places and cars and jobs. I've been struggling with employment for a very long time, and they had jobs, like
Yeah.
jobs, and they was jealous of me, and I never understood that. And not to again beat myself up, but it's not guess with my confidence, my assurance that I know who I am, I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And so community for me has always been something I cling to, I wanted, but I never always had it because of, I guess, the calling on my life. People will come in and use me, my gifts, or they'll come in, get what they want and leave, or they couldn't handle my growth, my
Yeah.
process. So yeah. So
So we got 4 minutes left.
ooh.
Excuse me. So, 2 minutes.
Mhm.
How do you safeguard yourself now from those sorts of like reoccurrences, like people coming in, taking what they want and leaving?
Um, I don't want to say I'm guarded, but use discernment.
Yeah.
For so long, because of people come in and take what they want to leave or use what I shared and left to them. Um, yeah. Use what I left to them. They would take those things and talk about them and blast them. And so for a long time, I was closed off. Like one of my
Yeah.
close friends on here now, we would I was closed off. I wasn't revealing nothing to nobody. I would get personal and deep, but I was never like telling you when something was wrong. Now I use discernment, and I think about that person and how much they have revealed to me, and not dumped their problems onto me, but like how much they check up on me and check me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like there are times where I need to be checked, and I've never been. We've had this moment where I've never been checked in the point of love. It was always been in
Yeah.
criticism, and so using discernment, listening, and not just diving right in, but also giving myself and them the space for me to be vulnerable. Because I know sometimes I'm going to do it and I'm going to get hurt, but I still have to do it because if I'm vulnerable and open up to them, then they will be vulnerable and open up to me.
Sounds good. So, 60 seconds. How do you navigate transitions in friendship?
Whew, I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
That I'm still learning. You could try with conversations.
Yeah.
You could try with a break and then come back, regather your thoughts and then come back. But honestly, just honesty, just
Yeah.
being honest and like having the hard conversations. You have to have the difficult conversations, and you have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, 2 minute warning. We got our countdown now.
Hmm.
What's one thing that you want to leave the people with? One thing that you want them to take away from your story?
Um, I want to say positivity because I feel like I could write a book on it.
Mm-hmm.
Always being positive, but honestly, it's more of using what you have to create what you want.
Yeah.
I had so much, but yet had so little
Yeah.
in far of like money, and like when I mean like money, when I was like a grown adult and mom wasn't paying for anything and everything, and as far as like friendships and like safe spaces, but you use what you have to create what you want. So for me, using what I had is like the little money I had or sheets or other clothing to create a wardrobe and fashionable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then like as far as community and safe places, I use I allow my personality, my smile, my warmness to open up to people, and
30 seconds.
that drew the people to me. We don't have to come back for Q&A.
Okay, we'll come right back. Hey, we're gonna end and then come right back. 15
You guys
minutes
come back.
because you got somewhere to be.
Yes, I got somewhere to be, but
All
we
right,
guys come back.
we're gonna
All
be
right.
right back.